Welcome on to the show, Boyle County head football coach Justin Haddix. Good morning, Coach. How are you?
Doing good. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing great, Coach. Appreciate you being on here this morning. Been a while since we talked, and here we are kind of staring high school football season right in the face, and wanted to get you on to touch base and see how the Rebels are doing this offseason, Coach. When you hear kickoff is 2 weeks away, how's that make you feel?
Well, I know when we start doing these things in the morning, it's here. It's close.
Yeah.
We're excited for the season. Our guys have had a great off season so far. One of the strongest team as far as looking at how many guys we have power clean over 225 pounds. We're up in the 23, 24 range, so that's the most that I've ever had out of 53 varsity players. So almost half our group can power clean over 225.
Wow.
One of the strongest team I've ever had in that area. So they put in the work this off season, and then we start getting, we do 7-on-7s. We do now we're going full pads and getting those practice together, seeing how they're coming along. I'm excited to get to see them.
When you get this close to the season, and 2 weeks, still got quite a bit of practice time left, but in terms of position battles, is every position basically still up for grabs this far out, but yet this close to the start of the season?
In our program where we're at, it's a production world, and that it's every day, it's every week, it's this. There's nothing set in stone. If you're having a bad game, if you're having this, you could very easily lose your job that next day in practice, and that's happened from some of our guys, some of our sophomores. Looking at our program, I think we've had 7 sophomores start since I've been here at Boyle, so this is going on year 6. So to be a sophomore and be up there in it, and we've had some guys that are challenging right now, and we're excited about them.
Coach, let's talk about some of these players. And when you talk about Boyle County football, what an offseason, even go back to last year, but certainly what an offseason Seneca Driver has had. He's got 1,000 D1 offers, it feels like, Coach. Tell us about what Seneca brings to the field. For those maybe who see the offers come in or they see it on social media, what exactly does Seneca Driver bring to this team? How talented is this young man?
A lot of people call me and they say, Coach, we love his film from last year. And really, last year was the only year he was one of those 7 sophomores that's played. He was 200 pounds, and he was 6'4.5". I said, right now, we went to Penn State, and he measured shoes off 6'6", 232, and he ran a 4.66. So very, very did a lot of work on his body, just matured. Strong in the weight room. He's a guy who power cleans 285 pounds. He had 300 up, and I'm sure he'll get that soon. But just an explosive, competitive young man. If you see him, he's got that fire. When you watch him play, I think that's something that he loves playing football. He loves competing, and that's what separates him from a lot of people. And he's a top 10 player in the country,
right?
Not just at tight end. I think for what he's going to play outside linebacker for us, he can punt, he can long snap, he can probably throw it farther than we have on our team. But he's a top 10 player in the country, if not the best one in the country, and one of the best players I've ever had.
So Seneca Driver's going to be the punter this year?
He could be the punter, yes.
Coach, let's talk about up front, the offensive and defensive lines. How are things looking for the big boys up front?
They're looking good. We've got some good competition there. Coach Kelly is coming back. He's a senior. He's been a guy who started as a freshman for us. That he's the only one that started as a freshman for us. So he's very he's strong. He's got some offers here lately. He's doing this. He's maybe not the biggest guy, but he will compete. He's physical. Had played last year with an injury there late. Had surgery. Coming back strong, and just that leadership that he brings to us on the offensive and defensive line is going to be huge. Briley Burris is another kid who's starting on the O-line. He started last year for us, but he'll be back. He's a senior. J.J. Goodman's a kid who's going to play a lot. He'll play both ways on the line. He's a senior. You have Grant Holman is a kid who's a sophomore. He's 6'5", 245, 50 pounds, and really kind of come on for us. We feel like he's going to be a good player. And then another guy who's getting some notoriety is Grant got a couple offers too, but Christian Bryan is a kid, 6'3", 275, 80 pounds. Going to be a sophomore. Is played well and had a pretty good off season, and we expect big things out of him on the offensive line as far as that goes.
You did in the backfield, Coach, and playmakers lose quite a bit to graduation. Obviously, Tavy Quisenberry, Maury Brown. Jiden Smith-Heisel is back. Is he kind of a guy you're going to be dependent on in the backfield this year?
Jiden has really turned on. He's had a great camp so far. Can't wait to see him, and he's dominated in the JV stuff. He's been a great scout team back for us, doing those things, and just seeing him and how he's matured and done stuff. He's really came along well, and we're excited to get to see him. Talking about another guy up front, I can't leave this guy off. Mm-hmm. Clifton Yoakum may be one of the most explosive. He's going to be a senior. He'll play both ways for us and be some sub stuff for us. He is an explosive lineman that has been a leader for us. Going to be a senior too, so we're excited about him. But in the backfield, you got somebody nobody's heard of is Darrell Yancey III. He's going to be a senior. He's going to play some running back, some H-back, some stuff. He played JV last year. Explosive, 5'9", 5'10", 205 pounds, and just an explosive back who gets downhill, tough to tackle. As far as that, Bubby McPherson and Kane Logan. Bubby's going to be a senior, and then Kane Logan's going to be a junior. Those four guys are kind of the ones we're looking at in the backfield a little bit. And another sophomore's coming up is Will Boffman, who's going to be a kid who really he's had a great camp so far.
At quarterback, Coach, you got Baylor Murphy back. Tell us how the quarterback battle is looking for you all in the offseason.
Baylor has had a great camp. He's done a great job. His leadership has really come on. He's taken more of an active role in that, of making sure everybody's doing the little things and doing this. Been very impressed with Baylor so far. Behind him, you got Jet Raleigh, going to be a sophomore, kind of more of your dynamic runner, can play receiver, can play some different things, and good on the rollout stuff and play action, but gives us an option there. And then you never know who can always take snaps for us. We get a lot of guys who can take the snap and run the ball and throw it too. So we're blessed with some options there.
A little wildcat formation, Seneca driver in the backfield when you need a yard or two or something like that.
We can't give all our secrets away yet, Joe.
Coach, wide receiver got some guys back and some new names as well. Ashton Drakeford, what a phenomenal athlete Ashton is.
Yeah, Ashton Drakeford's a kid who's going to play both ways. Plays receiver, plays secondary. He's got some offers in the secondary come from there, but just a playmaker. Jakeem Ray is a kid who's been really, really explosive. He was in and out last year for us, and he's a guy who can catch a little one and make big plays happen. Nathaniel Shepman is another kid who's got some speed, ran well at camps and does some stuff. He's going to be physical. He can catch the screen and take it. He can stretch the field vertically. So we like where we're at there. Lucas Young is a kid who is really kind of turned on for us. He's a guy who's going to play both ways and play in the secondary too, but a sophomore who's really kind of turned on and helped us and looking good so far.
Coach, defensively, obviously that's always been kind of a hallmark for Boyle County. Last year you had a streak of 7 games out of 8 play where you gave single digits or less. 3 of those were shutouts. Let's talk about your defense real quick. How's the defense looking for you all?
We've got about 6 guys that rotate on the defensive line, and that's always the focus. I tell them all the time. I'm the head coach, and I call the offense, but defense is what wins championships, and it's got to be the constant. You're going to have some nights maybe with the weather or whatever that your offense may struggle, and defense has always got to be the constant there. Defensive line-wise, it starts, Big Cliff Yoakum in the middle is going to be a big piece for us. You look at a Darrell Yancey, you look at a JJ, you look at a Briley Burris, you look at Jax Crow on the defensive line. A lot of those guys are tough to block, and they don't stay blocked as far as that goes. And Colt Kelly's also playing something there. So we've got a great rotation between our offense and defensive line of guys that we can keep healthy and keep fresh throughout a game, that we're able to play more guys and just, hey, these are the 3 starters or 4 starters, and and nobody else is getting to play. So we're very thankful there. At linebacker, two inside guys are Braden Borders-Kaufman and Lucas Akers are two juniors that are going to be our inside backers. And then you get Seneca Driver on the other side, who's outside backer, and then Kane Logan's a strong safety coming in there, and then Ashton Drakeford at free safety, and then you got your three seniors in the secondary with Ashton Drakeford, Jakeem Ray, who started some last year, and then Bubby McPherson, who started last year. So we've got a lot of veterans in the secondary that we expect big things from.
With Boyle County head coach Justin Haddix. Coach, I do want to mention certainly the great loss that it was earlier this week when we heard the news about former Boyle County offensive coordinator and coach Chris Pardue. You all are going to be honoring Coach Pardue, turning the lights on at 7:30, which is the typical game night. That'll be happening tonight. For 21 years he served at Boyle County, and you'll be having the lights on for 21 minutes. How familiar were you, and how many conversations did you have with Coach Pardue?
Coming in, Coach Pardue had retired whenever I came in. Him and Coach Smith went out together. Being Coach Smith's longtime offensive coordinator, been here a while. That was he left when he left. But Coach Pardue was always a guy. He would reach out, text. Anytime I saw him, he was very personable. Hey, Coach, however we can help. And, there were some things that I saw obviously I've been on the other side going against him. I said, hey, what do you do here? And when he was at Campbellsville, or what he was, we had some little coaching clinics at the high school, and he was coming, and we were on the board and talking, but he was always a guy who cared about the program. And that's the difference. I feel like that Boyle County is a lot different than other places, and you got different coaches and you've got this, but no matter who's there, those guys are for the program.
Yeah.
And that's the most. It's not about just one team, it's not about one person, it's not about anything. It is about the program and what it means to this community and all the former players. And credit to Coach Smith, Coach Mason, Coach, all those guys, Coach Hester, all those guys Coach Pardue is a main part of that, of that have been here to help build this program to where it is, and that's on us and our coaches to keep it going that way, and we'll do everything we can to keep it at the top and keep it going the same way. Before and after us, that's what we want.
Boyle County head coach Justin Haddix. Coach, we appreciate you being on. 2 weeks from tomorrow, Boyle County is down in Bowling Green taking on a good Bullitt East team. That is a game that'll be Saturday, August 23rd, and we'll have it on our sister station Z105. Coach, appreciate you being on. We'll talk to you later, okay?